Hello friends, in this particular video we discuss about R data types. R is a wide variety of data types including scalars, vectors, matrices, data frames, arrays and lists. Now first of all, what is scalar? A variable with a single value is often known as a scalar. Say for example x is equal to 18. So x is a scalar variable. Now in R, a scalar is a vector of length 1. Clear? Next. What is vector? In vector, elements must all be of the same type, all numeric or all characters and so on. Now to create a vector, we use this notation, say 1, 4, 6, 8, 10, so on. Now to access the third element, we use say x3, so the third element is 6. 6 is the third element. Now suppose you want to access elements from third to fifth one. So 6, 8, 10, third, fourth, fifth. Okay. Now suppose we want to generate and store sequence of numbers. Suppose we want to generate numbers say 10 to 20. So we can declare like this way. So x holds 10 to 20. Now suppose we want to identify the elements whose values are less than 15. So the values which are less than 15. So here true indicate that particular value is less than 15 and false indicate that particular value is more than 15. So true, so 10 is obviously less than 15 and the 20, the last one, is more than 20, that's why it is false. Okay. Now suppose we want to list the elements of x that are less than 15. So in this case we just write down like this way. How many values are less than 15? So 10, 11, 12, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 10, 11, 12, 13. These are the values which are less than 15. Okay. Now suppose we want to create a sequence given the starting, stopping and increment values. For example, we want to create a sequence given the starting say 0, stopping say 5 and increment value say 0.5. So in this particular problem we just write like this one, say 0, 5, 0.5. So 0 is the starting value, 5 is the last value and increment value 0.5. Okay. So if you run this you can get values say 0, 0.5, 1, 1.5 up to 1. So 0 is the starting and 5 is the end point and the increment value is 0.5. Now suppose we want to repeat the entire vector n times. Okay, suppose we want to repeat the entire vector, say we want to repeat vector 1, 2, 6 3 times. So you can see 1, 2, 6 first time, 1, 2, 6 second time, 1, 2, 6 third time. Now suppose we want to merge two vectors. We want to merge two vectors. Suppose x is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4 and y is equal to say 5, 6, 7. Now easily you can merge. So like this way we can merge x comma y, or we can store these values in a z variable. So z is the another vector variable. So we can write z is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Next, see, we want to discuss some vectorized operations. When you perform an operation on two vectors, R will match the elements of the two vectors pairwise and return a vector. Suppose x is say 1, 3, 5, 8 and y says 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we can write x plus y. So x plus y, so 2 plus 1 is equal to 3, 3 plus 3 is equal to 6, 5 plus 4 is equal to 9, 8 plus 5 is equal to 13. Now if you write x minus y, we can get 1 minus 2 is equal to minus 1, 3 minus 3 is equal to 0, 5 minus 4 is equal to 1, 8 minus 5 is equal to 3. or we can write like this way also, y minus x. Okay. Now suppose we may apply multiplication. So x into y, 1 into 1 is equal to 2, 3 into 3 is equal to 9, 5 into 4 is equal to 20, and so on. Okay. Now suppose vector with a scalar. Now the next operation is vector with a scalar operation. Suppose we want to add plus 1 with vector x variable. So here 1 is a scalar variable and x is a vector variable. So 1 plus 1 is equal to 2, 3 plus 1 is equal to 4, 5 plus 1 is equal to 6, and 8 plus 1 is equal to 9. Now reciprocal of all the elements of the vector. Okay. Now suppose x is 1. Now suppose we have written 1 by x. So 1 by 1 is equal to 1, 1 by 3 is equal to 0.33, 1 by 5 is equal to 0.20, 1 by 8 is equal to 0.12. Okay. Now suppose we want to know the length of the vector. So for that we have to type length of x, so length of x is equal to 4. Okay. So length of x is equal to 4. Now we may increase and or decrease the length of the vector. So suppose we have written 3. Now the length of the vector is 3 and the values of x, the values present in the x is 1, 3, 5. Similarly, you can increase the length of the vector. Now if it is say 6 and x, now x hold for last 3 data the empty. Okay. Now note that when we expand the length of a vector, uninitialized values are initialized as NA values. Okay. So NA stands for not available. Okay. Now next see how to store character, how to create character vector. Now we can also store character data in vector. Suppose we want to store characters, say different colors, say red, say green, say black. So if you print, you can get the values red, green, black. Now pasting to vectors. The paste function allows us to concatenate multiple character vectors into a single vectors. Okay. Now suppose x vector contains 2 character variables, say data and r, and y vector contains data and language. Now suppose we apply paste function x comma y, you will get data analysis and r language. Now parallel minima and maxima. Here are 3 vectors. Assume 3 vectors are there of the same length x, y, z. The parallel minimum function pmin finds the minimum from any one of the 3 variables for each subscript and produce a vector as its result. Suppose x contains values say 1, 5, 7. Y contains value say 6, 7, 2. And z vector contains 3, 2 and 3. Okay. Now if you apply pmin, so it is x, y and z. So 1, 6, 3 the minimum is 1, 5, 7, 2 the minimum is 2, 7, 2, 3 the minimum is 2. Now similarly we can apply pmax. So 1, 6, 3 maximum is 6, 5, 7, 2 maximum is 7, next 7, 2, 3 maximum is 7. Now we want to add up the values of the element. Suppose x hold 157. So we have to add up. So we can write sum of x. So 1 plus 5 plus 7 is 30. Now suppose we might want to count the elements that passed some logical criteria. Suppose we wanted to know how many of the values were less than 5. So we can write like x less than 5. So one single value is less than 5. How many values are there which are less than 6? So 2. Two values are 1 and 5. Two values are there which are less than 5. Now suppose we want to find the sum of the values of x that are less than 6. So in this case we just write like this way. So less than 6 is 1 plus 5, that is 6. Now suppose we want to sort the vector in ascending order. So we may write sort x is 157, but we want to sort this one into descending order. So we have to write reverse sort, that is 751. Suppose you want to calculate the sum of the two largest value in a vector. So two largest values are 7 and 5. So first of all we have to extract these two values. So 1, 2, 2. So 7, 5, and we are going to add this one. So we have to write sum this one. So the answer should be 12. So 7 plus 5 is equal to 12. Okay, so that is the end of this video. Thank you.